Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Brian Martin. Welcome to the wide world of tabletop gaming. Got a little logo now to start off our videos. We changed the name of the channel from Wide World of Tabletop Sports to the Wide World of Tabletop Gaming because we want to expand our horizons and get into some things that are not necessarily sports game related. And we're doing the first non-sports game here, an unboxing of Warfighter, the World War II Europe Tactical Combat card game by DVG, Dan Verson Games. This was produced, I believe, in 2016. First came out, but I became aware of it here in the last month or so and was fascinated by it. Why? This game is a lot like a game that I played a long time ago, was one of my beginning war games, called Up Front. Up Front was taking the board game of Squad Leader and converting it into a card game. And I learned how to play that card game probably faster than I learned how to play the actual game of Squad Leader and Advanced Squad Leader. And so Up Front has been out of print since Avalon Hill went out of business some 20 plus years ago. And so Warfighter was Dan Verson's attempt to kind of recreate that same vibe of a game that is card driven. It's World War II combat, individual soldiers, individual pieces of equipment, and so on. And most importantly, this game is a solitaire game. You can play it with individual players, each taking a soldier on one side to fight the game system. You can do that. That would be a fun afternoon with a bunch of guys. But mainly it's a solitaire system that allows you to play one side versus the game system. In Warfighter Europe, it is the Americans who are controlled by the player, you, the gamer. The Germans are controlled by the game system. If you would like to have that be reversed and have the Germans fight the Americans, you would need to purchase packs of cards. I think they come 56 cards to a deck that include both the soldiers and the hostiles for a nation, or just the soldiers. So, for example, I have the German hostiles. If I got a pack with just German soldiers, then my German soldiers could fight the Americans, but I would then have to buy an American pack and make sure that pack includes American hostiles so that the hostiles can be played by opposing systems. So in the game, it's Americans fighting the German system, but there are other expansions available to get you all the cards you need to be able to play as many combinations as you feel comfortable with. This unboxing is a little different than any other in that I've already opened the shrink wrap. I've already taken out the cards. I already know what I want to do with the various cards, and so I am ready to open the box here very shortly and get you to a place where we can start looking at the actual contents. And one of the things I want to be able to do is, once I open this, there we go, is introduce you to a particular file. The URL is on the screen. It's called the Warfighter World War II Rules Reference. It's an 8-page PDF. The first 4 pages have a brown background. The second 4 have a white background. They are basically the same 4 pages. One is for color print, the other is for black and white. I've printed that out. It lists every single rule in order with examples detailing out what you can and can't do, straight through from the setup to optional rules, how you win and lose, what a turn looks like for you as the soldiers fighting, what a turn looks like for the game system for hostiles, what combat is all about, including hand-to-hand and unarmed combat, thrown attacks, then what the wounds are and how you treat those and get rid of those, and then a list of keywords that appear on cards that are important for you to know. This explains what they are in case you need any further explanation for what the keywords are. So again, that file, we'll show that to you one more time, is right there on screen for you to go and use as you see fit as you move through the game book. Now, when you open up the box, you're going to get this World War II recruit manual, which is basically the rule book, glossy, illustrated, a couple of examples, large type. Everything that is in here is in here. This, I think, does an amazing job at explaining what's in the regular rulebook. Read them both. This is the one you want by your game table when you're playing. These are the keywords, which is all the keywords for all of the versions of Warfighter. There's a Pacific version, North Africa version, there's a Vietnam version, there's a modern day mercenary version, there's a modern warfare version, there's a fantasy war version. There's a bunch of different things. I keep spinning the box around here today. Get you guys dizzy. 4 counter sheets, all the counters that you will need to play the game. They are sturdy, and you can see I just inadvertently popped one out there. I wasn't planning on doing that, but they come right out of the sprues, right out of the page. You're good to go. 4 counter sheets to track all of the action. And then, again, I'm just doing this, I'm messing with you now. The Advanced Operations Manual, that gets you to play some additional things. It shows you some of the expansion lists of things you can buy. It starts to bring in airborne missions, ability checks, fortification missions, doors, what you have to do with doors. So the more card sets you buy, the more extensive they become, the more ambitious they become, and so you're going to need those operations manual. Now we come to the playmat. Nice and sturdy, it's completely mounted. Places for card decks, it's got some setup. There's your mission timer. There's the attack chart, attack sequence, part of the turn sequence. The bottom half is just the continuation of all that. More places for cards. This is the track along which you play the game in terms of here are the locations. Your enemy shows up here, and the bottom half of the turn chart. Very solid game. Components are solid. They're well put together. They're glossy. They're nice. They're beautiful. I enjoy them. Now comes the meat and potatoes of the game, and that is that what you have is a bunch of different cards. They are all labeled on the back as to what they are. The yellow stripes are event cards, mission cards, objective cards, location cards, and so a location card tells you, gives you some things. Let me zoom in here if I can. Should be able to. Bear with me. Let's see if we can put that down there. Let's see if we can zoom in on that so I don't have to hold it. Yes, okay. So that's a pasture card. Costs 1 action to play. There's other narration that may be on the card, may not be. It tells you that what type of reinforcement comes in. Any reinforcement with the number 3 when you draw reinforcements. If you draw one with a 3, you keep it. If you don't get reinforcements in a particular turn. It tells you the entrance cost, 2. It tells you what theater it is. It's Europe. And it tells you, based on the point value of your team, what hostiles you will face when you place the location card. Locations are important because they hop you from place to place on the board, and they hop you from missions, which is the first location that you have. Hard slog. This tells you what size, how many points you have to outfit your team, how many turns you have to play it, where on the objective track to place the objective card, and whether or not your ability to carry equipment has been increased or decreased by the particular mission that you're on. Once you do that, you can do that randomly, or you can do that by actually choosing whichever one you want to play. Once you do that, you have to have a bunch of objectives. Again, you can pick them, or you can simply choose one at random. So let's just take this tank hunting one. And tank hunting, we're going to destroy the tank. And so you would put in, you have to bring out the tank that's listed here and put it above the location. And then when this is activated, a bunch of hostiles will show up that will be there along with the tank, and your job is to destroy the tank somehow with the equipment and stuff that you have in the game and in the rules. So mission first, then objective, and then location. There are event cards. These pop up whenever a hostile, we'll get to hostiles in a minute, whenever there's a hostile, that has the word event on it, you'll draw one of these cards, and this one, for example, is Artillery Barrage. You have to pay 2 experience or move the timer counter space forward 1. What that means is you lose time. And the idea is you lose time because you've gone to ground waiting for this artillery barrage to finish so you don't get killed. But if you have 2 experience points on your team, you can cancel this card and keep the time that you have. So those are the some of the decks that are on the playmat. Then comes the soldier cards. Soldier cards there are 3 types. There's a player type, player's card, player soldier, that has no note here in front of their name. This is delay. He comes with these attributes, and you have to then equip him with a mortar or a machine gun. I'll show you the equipment in a minute. And you spend those points, and based on the number of points you have in the mission, so that mission we looked at before was like 52 points. Well, I got to spend 19 of them just for this guy. But I don't have to buy him. I can spend 8 points on McDougal, who has some other abilities here, and I've got to equip him. Or I can pick the superstar, Hernandez, who's got all these great skills and equipment. He'd cost 27 points. So you're building your team by using up the points, and all of the equipment cost points. Then there's cards called NPS. See that NPS right there? They come with these things already, and wherever there's a piece of equipment, you pull that equipment and give it to them. You pull these cards, just same way as on here, you pull the cards with these different skills. That cost includes all of that. You don't have to buy, it says scope rifle, you don't have to buy the scope rifle. It comes with the cost of the card. So let's say I did that. 27 and 14 would be 41. Then I come down here, I've got these squad soldiers, the red shirts, if you will. They don't tell you what weapons they have, although he does have one Mark II grenade that comes with him. Some guys don't, and there's his hit table. Doesn't tell you what weapon he's carrying. Probably just a rifle. Carbine. 5 points. So 27, 14, 40, 41 plus 5. I can spend 46 points to get me 3 soldiers, and then I can go in and take care of equipment. And weapons. So I can equip him with a canteen, entrenching tools, first aid kits, smoke grenades. Here's a weapon for anybody, a satchel charge. Any nationality can use this. The nationality says these are American weapons, so I can outfit them with weapons. A rocket launcher, that would cost me 9. Well, I'm already at 45 points, 46 points. I only have 53. I can spend 7 more. So I'm going to probably do a pistol, a rifle grenade, maybe an MK2 grenade, so on and so forth, to get to the total points. I don't have to spend all the points, but I do have that many points to spend up to that amount. I can also buy certain skills for these guys that they don't already have. So for example, Hernandez here has Guts, Marksman, and Veteran. So what we would do is we would pull those cards from here and give them to him. If I can find it, Guts, there's the Marksman card, there's the Guts card, and there's the Veteran card. Now normally that would cost you 3, 6, 12. That's built into his 27. So he has these 3 things, adds to his attack roll, removes suppression, gain an extra action, those sorts of things. You can buy those, or they come on cards pre-equipped. So between your equipment and your weapons, you're in pretty good shape. Then you have hostiles. These pop up at different times. Flankers, stragglers. So example, there's 6 stragglers on this card, but only, well, I shouldn't only, 3 ambushers, 1 officer, 3 in a machine gun team, 3 ambushers, 5 stragglers, a flamethrower. These pop up at random based on how the deck is shuffled and the number of cards that pop up when for each location, and that is how those guys get into the game. So again, when you're playing these games on your own, you're going to buy some of this stuff, and some of it's going to happen to you automatically. And then the rest is the action deck, different things that happen. You know, if you or any soldier can heal or discard a suppression counter. Go, go, go. Each non-player soldier and squad soldier may perform a move without expending an action. And this is a retain thing. So if you have 3 experience, you can keep this card for another turn. Otherwise, you discard it right away. You can keep the ones that say retain. Location markers. Whenever you get one of these, you immediately draw a location card and add that to your hand size, and you're good to go to be able to place locations later. Game also comes with a perfunctory bag of dice, 3d10 and a d6. And that's pretty much all you need to know. Again, the cards are playing card size, so make sure you get the 2.5 by 3.5 inch sleeves to sleeve these, because some of the ones that are that look like they're the right size are not. They're not wide enough. They're 3.5 inches long, but they're not wide enough across the card. You need 2.5 by 3.5 to sleeve all of the cards in this game, of which there are quite a few. Let me take a look at the manifest here in the bottom of the box. Looks like 280 cards. So you need 280 sleeves to sleeve this one, and however many you need for the Pacific, and however many you need for each set. So that is a look inside the Warfighter game. What you get in the box is quality stuff. It's heavy duty. It's glossy. It's printed very well. It makes a nice package. This rule set, again, I'm going to put that on the screen one last time to show you where you can find that file. Print it off, put it in your box, and you are set and good to go. So this unboxing video basically just gives you a quick tour of what the cards look like and what's inside. 280 cards, a fully mounted map board, play mat, if you will. You've got the rule book, you have got the keyword book, you have the advanced options manual, 4 counter sheets of counters, and you are set and solid to go. I think this is going to be a great game. I will be doing a playthrough of a very short scenario at some point in time in the not so distant future, but until next time, thank you for watching this very first unboxing video on the brand new, or the newly branded, wide world of tabletop gaming. Until next time, this is Brian Martin saying, life is nice when you're rolling dice, so says my friend Jeff Ring. Have a good one, and until next time, so long, everybody.